Hello. Hit it. Hoyo Ishnim, Darlene Franco. Hello, my name is Darlene Franco, and I am the Cultural Coordinator here at Fresno American Indian Health Project. Today, I'm going to talk to you about river sage. So river sage is by the rivers usually because it requires a lot of water. I grow it in my yard. I just need to make sure that I water it a lot. But if you go by pretty much any river, you'll find it. It's a pretty common medicine. People, like I say, they know it as a mugwort. It's also known as green sage. I just know it as river sage because that's what I grew up with. A lot of people from Mexico call it estafiate. So a lot of people use it, different people use it. This is just what grows in our area. It grows all over California. So one of the uses that it's really good for is to make a tea. It actually takes away any kind of cravings. So like if you're trying to stop drinking, if you're trying to quit drugs, if you're trying to quit gambling, whatever kind of addictions, this medicine will help you to get rid of those cravings. Another great use is during our sweat lodge ceremonies. We take this into the sweat lodge, and if you smell it, it's very refreshing. So if you're in the sweat lodge and it's really hot and steamy and you breathe this will clean out your nasal passages, it'll clean out your lungs, and it'll help you to have an overall good cleaning. So this is a really good medicinal plant for that. Sage baths are used when you have muscle cramps or you're trying to heal from body aches or something that is a physical problem. You can rub it on your skin because it'll help with loosening your muscles. It cleans out your pores. You can sit in there for, 10, 15 minutes, 30 minutes, whatever it takes. And it's good to leave the actual leaves in the bath with you. There's a lady up at Tule River. She's an elder of ours, and I want to thank her because this auntie has been able to have sage baths at ceremonies. She'll bring her little setup, she'll make the medicine, pray over you, and then she will actually give you a good cleansing. I want to thank her for doing that for us. The elders used to say, if you gather them and make a sage wand, you can give these to people. The person that gives it will receive some kind of blessing, but also you would receive a blessing because you would have this sage wand to bless your home. So I've seen them hung over doorways to protect the homes. It also smells really good, so it brings a nice cleansing smell into your home. We also use the sage wands when we have ceremonies, our morning rituals, when somebody has passed away. We may use these during the ceremony. We may use it in the ritual after we cleanse when we're out of our morning period. So there's different medicinal ways that you would use this river sage. It's a very powerful medicine. So I was taught when I would go gather with my grandmother always to talk to the plant, to honor the plant, and to let the plant know why you are taking its limbs or its leaves or its branches, because you want to honor that plant so that it'll grow and continue to grow year after year. I always make a tobacco offering or some kind of offering. I mean, it could be anything, but it's something giving of yourself to that plant to show some kind of sacrifice of yours. And then you take from the plant and you pray to it, you let it know what you're going to use it for. That way the medicine will be good. We often send out our children to go find the river sage near the creek side because they know how to gather and they like to gather. We tell them to try not to pick any seeds because that means the plant is trying to reproduce, not pulling out the roots. You want to make sure that the plant is respected and that it'll be able to reproduce so we can continue to use it. A lot of times what we're finding now is that white sage is very popular. It's popular to a lot of people that are looking for ways to heal. A lot of holistic doctors and people, they're looking for white sage. So sage started becoming very scarce, the white sage. What was happening was people were just going to where the sage grew and they would just take the full plant, everything. No respect to it, and they didn't pray over it, and then they would just go sell it for a profit. So we frown on that because the medicine is not sacred. It's not good when you do that. And then it damages the environment because you're taking away something that grew there naturally. I grow a lot of food in my backyard, so when I get my first strawberry of the year or my first tomato of the year, whatever it is, I always take a little bit of it and I offer it and I give thanks to that plant and I make an offering to the environment, to the world, and I say thank you strawberry, thank you tomato for being here, for nourishing my body, for tasting good and bringing me joy and pleasure. And I make this offering so that you'll come back year after year. And then I make that offering. It's important for us to grow plants here at the garden because traditionally, my grandparents used to gather where it grew. When we would go gather river sage, we'd just go by the river bottoms. When we wanted to gather white sage, we would have to travel to the coast to gather that if we wanted that, because it's not normally from here. But nowadays, a lot of it is on private property, especially the basket materials. So we have found it necessary to grow our own in gardens. Last year, I planted a lot of white root here so people could come here and gather white root a little bit more easy. We have some soap root here. We have some white sage. We have purple sage, which smells really nice. And we have different herbal medicines here. We have tobacco growing. We have orange mallow. We have sourberry here. We have white root here. We have a lot of basketry materials. If you want to come out and gather some, contact Angela. She's at the Fresno American Indian Health Project. She is our garden coordinator. All you need to do is call her. There's a lot of things here at the Discovery Center Garden if you choose to come take a look and maybe gather some things.